Hello, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to Demento Mori. I am your host, Doc Inferno. Join me as we take this plunge into the Inferno, known as our modern day world, as we explore the sinister suburbs. And largely, I have brought you guys here and to talk about my upcoming series that I'm going to dedicate, and it's going to be a continual theme on this channel, is the sinister suburbs. And the sinister suburbs touches upon topics which relate to apocalypticism, the occult, and of course, dipping into the parapolitical as well. And we're going to explore these various different topics and look at them in a historical, sociological, and anthropological context. We're going to try to get to the absolute bottom of what is plaguing the suburbs and why continually the themes such as the satanic panic, the occult, and various other, let's just say, supernatural and occulted elements come to play. Along the way, also, we'll dive, of course, into the human nature, which shapes and unfolds such cultural phenomena and such cultural specter. We'll look into various different types of these themes and how they play out in American suburbs and how they persist no matter how much the Enlightenment or rationality seems to have shaped our modern day world. And when we look into these various different things, we start to unfold and unravel various patterns in American society. And we start to look into the subterranean world, which go beyond both the left right paradigm and shade some of the characteristics which are on the cultural landscape of modern day America, and especially the modern day American suburbs. And I think this is a very important topic because it's something that is very much explored, but underexplored into what exactly and why do these things persist in American society. I mean, we are far removed from the superstition of the past. We are far removed from the primordial waters of people's ancestors. We are in very much the technological and cybernetic future. But why exactly do these elements still persist? And these are things that I have wondered myself. Looking into things that I mentioned previously, the satanic panic, stuff like the O9A, the Temple of Blood, even stuff like Scientology and the Process Church. What? Why are these things such a persistent undercurrent? Why are people intrigued with these things? Why are these why are these the elements of various different tabloids? Why are people trying to explore said topics and still in our modern day world, what is the cause of all this? Because at one time, at the height of something such as the satanic panic, that could lead you under suspicion and potential arrest. And this is primarily why I'm dedicating this topic to understanding why these things unfold in our modern day world and why they persist. These are ultimately the reasons why I am opening this series. In addition to that, let me also just make some updates to my channel. Since I have posted a video I have made some guest appearances. I recommend you guys go look into my guest appearances. I'll probably upload these guest appearances to my channel. I have also been working with like other things in my life and not really dedicating a lot to this channel and looking into this particular topic, which I've discovered. Like, if you look at the greater internet, a lot of people are interested in this topic and looking into it. I, in particular, am very much interested in how these things are shaded by apocalypticism, how various different cultic phenomena, very much when it comes to the false memory syndrome that you find, and the sensational and idealized Maury Terry and Dave McGowan discourse as it pertains to the sinister suburbs. And also, I will be introducing as well, part of a tie in to this series, a breakdown and discussion of Dave McGowan's Program to Kill book. I'm going to work very slowly on that book and work from kind of chapter to chapter, theme to theme. This consider like this channel to be kind of a repository of research that I compile on the internet as it pertains to apocalypticism, parapolitical research, and also cultic and occulted phenomena. So look forward to that, audience, as I dive into that. And I hope a lot of you guys are looking into this phenomenon as well, because you'll be very surprised that a lot of this shades are political and cultural foundations. And just how far back this goes, you'll discover by this series. So I have a lot of hopes. I have a lot of ambition for this series, and I hope that you guys enjoy my deep dive into all of this and looking into this. I hope you guys explore it yourself, looking into it yourself. I've done a lot of the heavy lifting. Um, and also, in addition to that, I want you guys to potentially support my work. You don't have to, but it's always appreciated that you guys support my work. I am shortly going to unfold a Patreon, which will have, of course, additional material which I cover in this entire series and my other upcoming series that I am also looking into. And like always, I am doing research. I am doing the work of people like Gary Webb, the people like Danny Casolaro, and some of the other figures that have preceded me, and even like the late Dave McGowan, because these are things I'm very much interested in. I'm not in particular interested in a lot of the stuff that's going on in American society right now. But one of the things I am interested in is covering the sinister suburbs and the apocalyptic sort of subtexts and themes which seem to be persistent. And you can say even like America itself, which I like to call pretty much a conspiracy LARPing as a country, which developed into a economic unit with the military. And also, in addition to that, the paranoid style of American politics cannot be underestimated when looking into a lot of these themes. And also, from a lot of these themes, like the paranoid aspect of America and like the greater Anglosphere, has led to a lot of different developing themes of paranoia and a lot of different developments over the course of history, which have persisted, and something I think that we need to definitely look into. Something which, at first glance, to a lot of people seems like just schizoid blather. And I say, what's wrong with being educated schizoid? I mean, what harm does that cause? A lot of people like levying the accusations against people are probably directed to do so in many cases. And, to each their own, to whatever they may feel about a person. But I say you should investigate most people's claims until you find it maybe untrue. And that's what all rational people do. In addition to that, I think a lot of people probably don't like some of the schizoid rantings because it calls in questions to like their everyday life and everyday aspects of their life that they may have taken for granted. So I try to couch a lot of my schizoid inquiry, and I find that basically a humorous type of label. I mean, it's like in 2025, if you're just going along with the kind of program, then you're kind of questionable yourself, I suppose. But uh, amongst the cultural landscape, I'm definitely going to sort of always err on the side of skepticism when it comes to the mainstream, or when it comes to like the popular, or when it comes to the even the academia. I don't trust. I'm not against using their ideas or using their research. It's like research is not bad in itself. It's like looking into these topics are not bad in themselves. It's just having that discernment to try to detect what is good information and what is bad information. And also, like judging for a lot of your cultural and political bias is something of an acquired skill or an art, which a lot of people unfortunately don't have and seem to be lacking in this modern day world. And I've attempted to do this, although I'm not immune to like a little bit of bias every once in a while, um, a little bit of critique every once in a while. So, nevertheless, I do want to introduce you guys to the sinister suburbs. One particular case, and I will be looking at various different cases as it pertains to the sinister suburbs, in which, potentially we're going to look into the satanic panic itself eventually, and probably even look further back into the Middle Ages, into like the turn of the century France, where a lot of the stuff, the satanic hysteria originates. We might even like unfold and look into stuff like the process church and the Mauritary uh, myth, or according to some people, fact. A lot of people feel like Mauritary was maligned and he got some of the stuff correct, he got some of the stuff wrong. We'll like dissect that as well because there's a lot of stuff out there, and I've noticed as well there is a particular guy by the name of John Todd. He developed something called the Todd tapes, which now has gained a lot of popularity. He's connected to another guy named Fred Springmeyer. Fred Springmeyer, to a lot of people, you may know, developed a whole thesis around these various different families in America. Grand Cabal. He was part of like something called the Illuminati papers, or like the Illuminati. I believe that's what it's called. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked into Fred Springmeyer in a while, but he's definitely a part of this, part of looking into this, like exploring this. So, I realize that a lot of this discussion is not everybody's cup of tea, but it is like something I'm interested. Right now I'm interested in it, and I would hope that you're tuned into this channel to find out some various different cultic phenomenon, parapolitical discourse, and to unfold the discord which plagues our society. I would hope you're tuned in for this. I would hope that that is why you are tuning in to understand these things a lot better. So I want to unveil, I want to unravel the many subterranean depths of the sinister suburbs. And I want you guys to be alongside me as your guide, Doc Inferno, into the subterranean depths of the modern cultural hellscape that is modern day society. Well, I should say, for some people. For some people, it's a paradise. For other people, it's a hellscape. For some people, they're indifferent. but I want to be your guide alongside with the unraveling and unfolding of the sinister suburbs. Oh, yeah. I want to, like, before I conclude and before I go off air, I want to highlight something of a case that I am going to look into. It is the Elise Paler case. This is a case that happened somewhere around the mid to, I believe, the early to mid 90s. This is a case, and it had ended around in the 80s. The Elise Paler case is something of a novel interest because it sort of highlights how whether the concept of the satanic panic is just something that was recreated through people's imagination and through people's own artistry and their own performance, it played out in the American suburbs with the Elise Paler case. This is an actual case where a group of teenagers that were heavily inspired by black metal and probably by the air of reporting of the Satanic Panic went and killed and sacrificed a young girl by the name of Elise Paler. And this case, I think, has haunted the American suburban landscape for quite a while. And, once you like unfold and you start digging into this case, you start digging into these various different cases, you see that there are like replicants of these types of cases across America. Are they the products of hysteria? Are they the products of actual occult worship? Are they also just um, cultural of the nihilism which was developing in American society? That's like something I will let you to decide, but I'm going to present the evidence and present them for your conclusion to understand. I will not limit my scope to just America. I will also incorporate other Anglosphere countries in this as soon as I find them. This also will probably have many different spin offs. And I encourage people also to look into these cases yourself, develop your own content, and also find your path forward through the subterranean depths of this inferno we call the modern day world. And to each and everybody, I want to say stay blessed, stay vigilant, and tune in next time to Demento Mari as I'm your host, Doc Inferno. And I sign off. Stay safe and be good. This has been your guide, Doc Inferno, going through the subterranean depths, venturing where no other parapolitical researcher ventures, venturing into the depths of depravity, into the depths of isolation, and into the depths of the modern day inferno, which is the modern day landscape. I bid you adieu.